I've been wanting to go to the waterfall specifically for a black and tan after hearing my friend Jamie describe it about 3 years ago. She said it was thin fingers, there were some face holds, lots of stemming, and two roofs. Exactly my kind of style, especially the stemming and the thin fingers. It was really tempting just to go up there right away, but I wanted to make sure that I had the fitness. And at that point in time, 510 trad was pretty tough for me. Having taken a few years off after the death of my partner in 2016, where he and I were spending quite amount of time on cracks in Joshua Tree and up at Talkeets and Suicide when I lived in California. Of course, pushing ourselves as hard as we could and getting up into those high tens. I moved out here in 2017 and took up riding a motorcycle in the desert for most of the time, and thought I would definitely go back to climbing at some point in time, but just wanted to take a little bit of a break from it for a while. And by 2020, around COVID, um, I was back at it, and it was quite an eye opener. I could barely waddle up 5'6". I had gained quite a bit of weight, and fitness was gone. Head was gone. It was just barely possible to do something in a very low 5'6", 5'7" grade. And I spent a lot of time mountain biking and doing cardio, going to the gym, bouldering, things of that nature, and got back at it as soon as I could. One of the great things was meeting my friend Jamie and going out to Red Rocks and doing really long trad routes out there. I had always loved Red Rocks, still do, and go out there and do the long stuff. And I always knew that I could just get mileage and laps and fitness and things of that nature. So she went up there. Again, it was probably about 2021 or 2022. Told me about this thing. It sounded phenomenal, sounded fantastic. I had finally just started really feeling comfortable again, leading traditional nine plus, but it was still, um, difficult, and I would still sweat it, but I really wanted to do it. So, not wanting to go up there and get shut down, and then decide that I just couldn't climb up there, and basically postpone going back until whenever, I decided I would focus on my fitness first. I had heard from other people that their way of doing it was just a lot of sport climbing. It's something I kind of already knew. I had always sport climbed, bouldered, and traditional climbing were something I focused on the most, but then sport climbing was always there. But bouldering was really my main power, and then I would go out and I would do longer traditional climbs, finding that I would use the bouldering strength to get past certain difficult cruxes, and then kind of chill for a little bit and then go back into cruising mode. But sport climbing has really been a key to being able to give me a stamina. So this was high on the list, and I went up there a few weeks back now. And after doing Smiling J and then fiddling around on a couple of other climbs that I filmed on there, like Brother from Another Mother, as well as Soldier of Fortune, I went over, and the plan was to hopefully on-site it, which this is my on-site. Unfortunately, the camera I had there strapped to my helmet was full of videos from motorcycle track day, and I did not delete them before I actually started climbing there at the waterfall that weekend. So silly me, it blanked out and turned off partway up. Actually, I think right about there. Really, is the moment that I started hearing the camera making weird electronic noises. So this is all I have is the far away shot, but I try to zoom in a little bit to give you guys a little bit more of a view of it. My friend Alexis was up there as well, and she was working on some other routes, like vertebrae and the sword, having a good time over on the left side of the wall, while we were on the right side of the wall. She had already done black and tan, and there's a video of her doing it, and I used her video basically to give myself a good idea of what it looked like to be able to, stem out and place gear. And so this wasn't, I guess, a full on-site. It was a bit of a more of a flash, I would say, because I did have a little bit of video knowledge there beforehand. It's so tough these days to flash really anything with the advent of Mountain Project and of course videos. So if you are, and I'm obviously guilty of doing this, so if you guys are trying to flash something, I guess obviously turn it off or just ignore me entirely and don't look at this channel anymore. But that is part of the intent actually of this channel, is to give people a little bit of knowledge that might be nervous about attacking a climb or attempting a climb that's close to their grade level, but they've heard about it, they're excited about it, and they want to get on it and get a little bit more info and just a little bit of beta, just to be able to get past maybe some spots. This portion here is where the stem box really starts. Before that, there is a little thin vertical section that I had just gotten past. And you have some thin hands, thin fingers, but there again are a lot of pace holds around. But this is where the real true stemming business begins, and it is very, very, very athletic, and you do have to have a lot of flexibility. I'm really happy that I've been doing a lot of yoga and also working on my core strength, but doing a lot of various poses to keep my hips really nice and flexible. I've always loved stemming, but there's always a benefit to keeping yourself as flexible as possible and to be able to open up those hips. So this is where it gets into that mode. The gear is good the whole way. The gear is good all over the waterfall, but the gear is fantastic here. And I did use a mixture of nuts as well as cams to get up this guy. And then, of course, you'll see me past the stem area into the roof. And, of course, the first roof, I would say, is actually the potentially the crux of the route. There is this little section right here, and like I said, the one section before it, that both have a difficulty probably close to that 10C grade. But I think the first roof is the one that gets people the most trouble, gives them the most trouble, if you will. Gets them the most kind of scared is what I was going to say, but I didn't want to really say scared, if you will. More the exposure kind of hits you right then and there, and then you realize you have really bad feet. Good hands, you go from a really fat jug up to a decent little finger lock on a little V-slot thing, and you kind of match on it. But it is tenuous because you do have very little in the way of feet to be able to get through that section. And then, of course, the second roof makes you feel like a huge hero because there's really gigantic jugs, and then you cruise on up and get to the chains. Super fun. The next plan was, of course, Lord Humongous. I'm going to hold off. I didn't want to ruin the chance of me checking it out. Again, on-siting it as much as possible. Hopefully that's the goal for next time, that it'll get done. If not, I'll at least maybe fall my way through it and see if I can place enough gear to be able to get a solid pink point, or who knows, maybe work on it on top rope for a little bit and then go back and try again for a red point. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, thank you for checking out the channel. One thing I don't mention much of, but I've been told I probably should, is if you can like and subscribe, I'd really be stoked. I'd like to expand this channel out. I do have plans further for the channel, some new and exciting things. I'm adding more climbing, various areas. I ice climb as well, so Uray is going to be in here pretty soon. And the ultimate idea is to represent some gear brands and start a little online shopping venue for you guys. And that way you can buy some of the gear that I use, possibly even maybe a little forum and things like that if people want to have conversations about routes and gear and things of that nature. Anyway, if you can, like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks.
shit, that's so good. Oh my god, that is good. Fuck. Woohoo.
I've already had the experience of like
Yeah.
So psyched.
getting on a plane to literally go run an 800.
Holy fuck, that is
That's insane. Yeah, that is not normal life for me.
To be fair, I did not pay for any of that when I did do it. But
Alright, how you guys? It's a lovely day out. What's to complain about? Hello. Oh, there's a phone right there.
Okay, Austin, go ahead and take.
I didn't even notice it.
Hey man, I think you should leave this.